Good morning. How are you today? Favorite Rambling Redhead here. Thanks for hopping on over the channel today. It is another lovely Monday, and it's going to be a quiet one. The Had a bunch of rain come in last night, had a couple of inches yesterday, and then it's drizzled all morning. So not a ton going on outside. I didn't really have anything planned, once again. I think we are going out in the camper here the next 2 weeks, though, so something to do. But I did want to go ahead and drop in, just make a little video real quick to get up here, just so I can consistently be posting. So this is the hutch we got last week. My wife, you can see, has started to address a couple of the spots that were damaged here, down there on the bottom. And we do have to go to Home Depot today, see if we can't track down a stain that'll match pretty close. Otherwise, it's gonna be a whole lot of sanding and cleaning up to get all the stain off of this to fix those areas to new colors. So we wanted to do it at gun stock, and she said it was just a nightmare to get through the enamel coat that's on top of the stain on this wood. Sometimes she doesn't do that. So we're going to just try and get a matching stain as best we can. So I'll probably take one of these drawers with me or something to match it. Garden's doing really well. Birds are doing well. We have a kitten. My son came home 3 nights ago. A kitten that he had found in the middle of one of the larger streets over here. No mom around, no nothing going on. Just sitting in the middle of the street. And it's probably about 2 weeks old. We bottle fed it. I guess you call it the syringe the first night, the second night. Last night it decided to take the bowl. We just put its formula in a bowl, see if it'd take it, and it has. So that's been a little bit of an adventure. It's been interesting, but Drake's super excited to have a cat in the house. He's wanted one for a while. And the yard's looking good. Grass is starting to come in. And I got the camper this morning. I noticed the battery's a little low, so I think I'm going to swing by Harbor Freight today and pick up one of their solar panel battery chargers. Toss on there just to keep that battery up. So those deep cycle batteries, they get low, and it's a pain to get them back to life again. But I'll probably plug it in and then put the charger on it after it's charged back up and the weather's cleared up. But it's supposed to be like this all week. I do got a 16-pound brisket going in my smoker right now that I put in at 9 o'clock last night, and it's just been out here hanging out for dinner tonight. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I just started with my second pot of coffee for the day because it's just one of them days. I did get my door fixed on the shop, which is nice, especially with all this rain. Keep that out. So anyway, curious. Let's go have a look, see the garden. Things are looking phenomenal over here. I did make an interesting notice that the mushrooms are back. Every time it rains, these mushrooms pop up, make a big old mess of everything. But this Brussels sprout plant on the ground is doing phenomenal. And this one over here, it's doing okay, but not nearly as well as the other one. And the towers of power are back over here. I got lots of tomatoes coming in as well, and I'm super excited. Got some big old peppers coming in too, so that's super cool. I think this squash plant's gonna have to come out, fortunately, but there are my beefsteak tomatoes here. You can see them back there. Those are those big tomatoes you put on a hamburger. They're there. And this is 2 kinds of cherry tomatoes, a traditional cherry tomato and this taller one here, and then the shorter one is a chocolate cherry tomato. And they're quite good as well. So Rubber is, you'll notice, has a nice brown tint to him, because anytime it rains, his favorite thing is to get into this puddle that my gutter makes on this back porch. Oh, that's just the best place to hang out. He loves it. Gets covered in mud, then gets in his pond. So anyway, yeah, that's what we got going on today. Not a whole lot of nothing, but hang out with me and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, well, we're gonna see how this is. Left the camera at home. Had to run up to the Walmart right now and then over to Home Depot to grab that stain. We just ran up here to grab some kitty litter, and I'm having to get some external probes from my smoker because I noticed the temperatures were way off on both of the inputs. So I don't know. It is an aftermarket Chinese controller. It's not the original Pit Boss one. This Pit Boss one got broken by, it's complicated, but it's broken, got replaced. So we are going over there right now. So we're up here at the Home Depot in the parking lot. They have, as always, the couple of sheds out here kind of looking at. So something we've talked about is the mobile homes that we're looking at for the property up in Tulsa. We really aren't necessarily looking at one that would have enough space for all the kids to have their own room. We're kind of looking at 3-bedroom floor plans instead of 4, 3 bedrooms with a den, because kids aren't going to live with us forever. But something we are considering is something like this, which is a nice lofted 10 by 16 shed. Comes in right at $5,000, and with just expanding that loft up there a little bit, running power, putting in a bathroom down here, and yeah, would definitely be an option. So we would just be dropping this basically right next to the house, turning it into a little apartment, so to speak, for the boys. We would use the loft, put they just make it a little bit larger there so that they can put a full-size mattress up there, have a little bit of room to get around it. Down here on the bottom, they would get bathroom there, closet here. There wouldn't be any cooking or anything like that. But then the rest of the space would just be for, you know, couch, table, chairs, desk, computer, all that jazz. Just something I'm thinking about. Instead of adding a 4th bedroom to our looking and floor plans and whatnot, to be able to do it as temporary, and then once a child has moved out, this becomes space that we can use for people that are visiting, storage, office, I don't know, whatever comes up. Put the lawnmower in here, doesn't matter. But we'd insulate it. I definitely would do Rockwell insulation in something like this, and then I would probably just do plywood for the walls instead of drywall, and it would just be gapped plywood. My biggest complaint is that door is not a traditional door, so it's a little bit more difficult to insulate that, but it can still be insulated. And you gotta change the way the ventilation is around a little bit. But I'd like to have that window back there. But the window is up here, and I definitely think I would put the AC unit. I'd just get a window AC and heat unit and stick in there for the remote control, call it a day. But we're gonna run into Home Depot. All right, well, we've picked out a couple of different stains here. We're gonna take home and see which one of them does the job. Hopefully now we've going to look at some hardware to match, because she wants black hardware. You know, the worst part about coming to Home Depot is all the things that I want to buy, but I can't because I have no real reason to purchase them. So it's very unfortunate. Never liked that part. But fun fact, if you're going to a Home Depot and you don't want people to ask you if you need help or ask if you need questions, wear a tape measure and they'll leave you alone. It's like a magic trick. Anyway, we're going to pick out some hardware here, head back to the house. Alright, well, we ended up with 2 different stains. We're going to try here. I got a piece of wood that's pretty close to the same shade as the sanded sections, so it should give us a pretty good representation of what it's going to look like. But we ended up with what was that? Red oak and gunstock.
Which is our favorite.
Yeah, gunstock is a cover we use all the time. If you even look through my scrap wood, you can find it. There's some there from our old bed frame. There's some more down there in the bottom. We like gunstock a lot. It's our favorite color. So we're gonna throw both of these onto this one and see which one matches up the best.
It's dark.
No, light dries. Going off of
Completely
them
wet.
wet, definitely looks like gunstock's going to be the way we're going.
We just might have to do a couple of coats.
So,
You have coffee?
I do not. So it looks like gunstock's probably going to be the way we're going with this. We'll let it dry overnight and check it tomorrow and see for sure. But I think that looks like going to be the winner. Alright, well, after 20 minutes, I think we have a winner. That seems to match up pretty well. We'll see how it looks on that forward-facing surface once it's all dry. I think it looks pretty good. And now that we got that done, it's time for me to get this brisket out and into a cooler to let it set for an hour or so before it's time for dinner. But that's going to do it for us today. I've got ants. It's a bunch of ants. That's going to do it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the video if you have so far. I've been Favorite Ramblin' Redhead, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.